It's your boy. We back with another one. I'm doing a reaction to The Truth Is. Y'all go subscribe to dude. The Truth Is, man. He got some deep ass videos. I'm doing a reaction. They talk about your boy Drake and the allegations, man. The allegations, bro. Excuse me, bro. You know what I'm saying? This joint crazy, man. Y'all check this shit out, though, man. This shit is wild, man.
Few days, Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been engaged in an all-out battle. The two have been going back and forth, dropping song after song, dissing each other. Fans are shocked at how these two rappers have been able to drop songs, responding to each other just hours apart. This beef between Drake and Kendrick has managed to bring more life to hip-hop that was in dire need of a big moment just like this. During this beef, both sides have taken shots at each other, but one of the claims that Kendrick made about Drake in one of the diss songs has everyone talking. These claims made against Drake might just tarnish his reputation forever. But the question is, are these allegations real? Is Drake really into girls that are under 18? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth.
Y'all subscribe to dude, man. He got some shit.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the allegations Kendrick Lamar made about Drake. Let's get right into it. This Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef has everyone that is interested in hip-hop talking. The two biggest artists in hip-hop are engaged in a lyrical battle to see who would be crowned as the king of rap. This song after this song has dropped, making this one of the most exciting moments in the last 5 years of hip-hop. Fans are examining every lyric of these diss songs to determine who will be crowned the victor. Will Drake put Kendrick back in his place, or will Kendrick slay the dragon and become the new king of hip-hop? While this rap beef started with light jabs, now it appears that things are escalating to insulting each other. Drake accused Kendrick Lamar of allegedly putting his hands on his wife, while Kendrick made more severe claims about Drake, claiming that Drake is not only an awful person, but that he is also a terrible father who is hiding another child, and this time...
Hold on. What that got to do with rapping, though? I love the rap and shit, but now these niggas, I get it. You supposed to try to break your opponent down and shit. But what the fuck they got to do with rapping, man? I'm just saying. They all this shit. You know what I'm saying? To me, I fuck with your boy Drake. I fuck with Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? It's a good battle, but y'all taking it too far with this shit. But you know what I'm saying? Let me go on tune back in.
It wasn't as bad as the most damaging allegations Kendrick would go on to make about him. During one of the diss songs, Kendrick goes on to claim that Drake is a P-word, claiming that Drake is into girls that are under the age of 18. In Kendrick's diss song, Not Like Us, he can be heard rapping these lines aimed at Drake. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any girl that likes to talk to him and they're in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. In another line, he calls him a certified P-word and also calls out one of Drake's OVO members, Baca, referring to Baca's prior arrest of SAing a woman and trafficking them. Baca was arrested in 2015 and pleaded guilty to SA charges. When he was released, Drake would sign him to OVO in 2017, even though he had been in prison for said charges. After Kendrick made these allegations, the internet exploded. People are now looking at Drake differently, wondering if he was behaving inappropriately behind the scenes the entire time. While the world is shocked that Kendrick made these allegations, many people on the internet aren't really at all surprised. The reason is that these allegations made against Drake aren't at all new. I actually exposed these very same allegations about Drake seemingly being into young girls throughout his career, almost 3 years ago now. Drake has actually been caught several times in questionable relationships with very young girls. Drake's questionable behavior with young girls goes back to the very beginning of his career when he first got in the game. For example, all the way back in 2010, Drake did one of the most questionable and inappropriate things he can do, especially considering the allegations Kendrick just made. In this video from an old Drake performance, we can see the Six God bring up a 17-year-old girl on stage, then proceed to kiss on her and grind on her, even
he ain't
after
do it
asking
like
her
that,
about her age. When she told him she was 17, Drake responded with, I can't go to jail yet, man. Why do you look like that? You thick. Look at all this.
Now, hold on. No, 1 second. Where the fuck is her mama, daddy, her cousin, some damn body? See, that's what I say. Money, the motherfucker don't give a damn. Motherfucker would let this nigga fuck your daughter, your niece, anybody, just cause he Drake. That shit crazy. I don't know, because that was my niece. I would got up there and got on Drake ass. I'm sorry. I would whoop the OVO out your ass. Yes, sir. I don't believe this shit. That shit crazy. And they laughing and shit. That shit crazy. People like anything, no motherfucker like that.
As you saw for yourself, Drake not only confirms that she is 17 and he can go to jail for messing with her, but he still proceeds to flirt with her and even kiss her after the fact.
Hello, what a security, police, somebody.
Many of us have been saying for years,
shit.
Drake seems to be into young girls. He himself made that pretty clear in this video.
God.
Drake has continued with this inappropriate.
Hi, it's Noelle here, and I have a scary fact that I
Hold
need
on,
to share.
bro. Hold on. Got this bitch with the big ass glasses on.
Adults do not have enough money saved for
behavior until this very day.
My
In
bad.
2018, it was reported that Drake was dating an 18-year-old model by the name of Bella Harris.
She fine,
He was
but
31
she
at the
18.
time.
Come on,
Now, I
man.
know 18 is a legal age of consent, but he was reportedly hanging out with her when she was only 16.
Okay.
Putting two and two together, it is safe
That's
to
what they
assume
say.
that
That's
he was
what they
most
say.
likely attracted to her while she was still 16. And who knows what he could have done with her in private while hanging out with her at that age. This has led many people to assume that Drake was grooming the teen in order to hook
Drake,
up with
get
her
your
once she
freaky
turned
ass
18.
out of here,
But
boy.
honestly,
The
I wouldn't be
fuck?
surprised if Drake had been messing with her since she was 16. It is also believed that Drake dated Hailey Baldwin, now known as Hailey Bieber, when she was only 19 and he was 29. Again,
Right.
he seemed to have befriended her and started hanging out with her when she was only 14 years old though, raising the question, what was Drake doing hanging out with a 14-year-old girl as a grown man? Drake was also caught messaging Millie Bobby Brown, who was the
He
child
did her
star
like
from
DMX
Stranger Things
did.
and
What's
was
her
only
name in
14
Belly?
at the time. She told an interviewer that she loves Drake and that they text frequently. She said Drake contacted her just the other day, telling her how much he missed her. Honestly, to me it's pretty clear what Drake is into. All of this behavior paints a vivid picture
Boy, you going
that
to
Drake
jail.
should be trusted around
You
young
going to
girls,
jail,
as he
nigga.
clearly likes them young. I
Yeah,
find it
boy.
interesting because we know Drake himself was a child actor. If you have seen the Quiet on Set docuseries recently released,
Oh, you
would
get
know
my
that
little
many
nigga.
child
I'm
actors
sorry,
were
bro.
taking advantage
I'm
of in
sorry.
the industry. We recently saw a
Yeah,
new
I'm
movie
on
actor,
your head.
Drake Bell, come out and expose a man working in Hollywood for taking advantage of him when he was a teenager. Drake Bell himself then went on to get accused and pleaded guilty to messaging a girl under 18. I believe Hollywood turned these kids into monsters, and Drake, before he was a rapper, was an actor in that industry full of sick people. After seeing this, Kendrick's claims about Drake being a P-word seem pretty much validated to me.
Dang.
I wouldn't allow Drake to watch my little sister, that's for sure. Would you? Now,
Hell
I already
no.
see some of you in the comments
Shit.
saying, but wait, Truth, didn't you say this beef was fake? You said the Drake and Kendrick beef was all for publicity to save hip-hop. Now
They-
you're
they
saying
could,
Kendrick
too.
is really exposing Drake?
They
Make
could,
it make
too.
sense, Truth. Well, this beef is definitely 100% staged. It's beef created by the record labels. I haven't changed my stance on that at all.
What I
In
say?
fact, I actually
What I
found
damn
more
say?
proof proving it's all fake beef that I will
Shit,
get into
faker,
more in a bit.
faker,
So you may be
then-
asking,
then
why
damn
is Kendrick exposing
some
Drake about something
shit
so
off of T
serious
Mill.
if this is
No, I'm
fake
talking
beef?
shit.
Well, what did Kendrick really expose that wasn't already known and said for years? Those who spend a lot of time on the internet and are into hip-hop have heard rumors that Drake is into young girls. This has been circulating for years now. Literally a few months back, when Drake dropped his album For All the Dogs, Joe Budden called them out for the same thing. Everything else Kendrick said about Drake, everyone else pretty much knew. Pusha T pretty much exposed the fact that Drake wasn't the best dad already a long time ago. The whole exposing Drake having a daughter has also been reported to be fake. Even the way that diss songs are coming out right after
They
each
on
other
that boy
seems
Drake
suspicious
ass,
to me,
honey.
clearly indicating that these beef songs were already made and prepared for this moment. I actually
Man,
wanted
he
to
ain't
get
worried
deeper
about
into
that
the
nigga
beef
got
and
money,
look into
though.
the
He don't give a
technical
fuck
side of
about
all
that
of it.
shit.
And what I found out only proves my point
He
even
don't give a
further. I
damn.
decided to look into what labels Drake and Kendrick Lamar was signed to.
Probably
and what
fucking
I
a
found
young
only
bitch
further
right now.
confirms
No,
my
I'm talking
point.
shit.
In order to understand my findings, you must first understand how the record label pyramid works. In the music industry, there's only three major record labels: Warner Music Group, Sony Records, and Universal Music Group. These three labels are considered the only three major labels. These major labels then own independent labels like Def Jam, Republic Records, and Interscope. So in reality, even though there are many independent labels, they are all owned by one of these three labels. This means these three major labels own all the mainstream music that is coming out. Now, Drake is signed directly to the major label Universal Music Group. In 2022, Drake had re-signed with them for a whopping $400 million deal. Let's look at who Kendrick Lamar is signed to. When we look it up, we discover that Kendrick is signed to his own label called PG Lane that is partnered with Interscope Records. Now, looking up Interscope Records, it just so happens to be owned by no other than Universal Music Group. Let me grab my shit out the bedroom. Drake is signed to. Drake and Kendrick are literal label brothers. In fact, it's not just Drake and Kendrick that are signed to Universal, as everyone else in this beef except for A$AP Rocky is signed to Universal. Metro Boomin's Boominati record label is distributed through Republic Records, which, you guessed it, is owned by UMG. Same thing with The Weeknd. The Weeknd is also signed to Republic Records. Now, let's look at Rick Ross. Rick Ross was signed to Def Jam Records until 2023, and Def Jam is owned by Universal Music Group. Now, Rick Ross is currently signed to Gamma Records that is owned by Larry Jackson, a very good friend of Drake. Drake actually shouted out Larry Jackson in one of his songs because Larry Jackson was the one in charge of his Apple Music deal. Even DJ Academics is connected to UMG, as he is signed directly to Elliot Grange, the son of Lucy Grange, who's the boss over at UMG. AK has been the main person hyping the beef up, and he has been the one with the insider knowledge. It's because he's a part of the whole stunt, and the record labels are using him to hype this beef up. All of these guys just so happen to be signed to the same record label. This beef from both sides is benefiting the very same group of people. That is not a coincidence, but instead, clear as day evidence proving this entire beef was set up by the labels. Most people don't understand the behind the scenes in the music industry. If the record labels didn't want these two guys to be beefing right now, it wouldn't happen. They are both controlled by the same elite on the same exact side and are taking orders from the same bosses. The record labels kept this beef from happening before because they wanted to protect both Drake and Kendrick Lamar's reputation. They were both superstars who couldn't afford to take a blow to their public image. Today, hip-hop needs help, so the labels put their two best champions against each other to spark things back up. Now, I want people to think logically and not to repeat what you heard someone else say. Why is Drake and Kendrick Lamar beefing now? People claim Drake has been beefing with Kendrick for the last 10 years. The thing is, this beef has not been going on for 10 years. Most people are claiming that this beef all started when Kendrick Lamar dropped the Control verse. But the thing is, Kendrick himself literally was asked if he had beef with Drake after the Control verse, and he said no, that it was just music and friendly competition. Drake was also asked the same question, and he said the same thing in another interview, claiming that he asked Kendrick if there was really beef, and he said no. People forget that Drake literally gave Kendrick an early co-sign when he put him on tour with him at the beginning of his career. This is because Kendrick was signed to the same label as Drake. The label heads used Drake to promote their artists, something that they have always done. There is no way Drake has held a grudge against Kendrick for 10 years just because on one song, Kendrick called out half the rap game and said he was better than them. People want to believe that Drake held resentment for 10 years over that and is now ready to risk his rap career over it. All of this is just marketing and manipulation. People in a record label office came up with this entire idea to bring life back to hip-hop. Now, I'm not saying Drake and Kendrick like each other or are friends, as I don't know them. For all I know, they hate each other with all their guts. But I do know this beef is being orchestrated by the labels, as without their approval, these songs wouldn't even be out. Now, while this beef is definitely fake, the allegations made against Drake, those might be real. In my opinion, Drake is into girls that are way too young for him. His actions pretty much prove that to me. Now, it wouldn't be fair to me to call out Drake and not all the rest of the monsters in the industry. I know the industry is full of people like Drake and Diddy who are taking advantage of anyone they see. Now, even though Drake was exposed for this, we won't see him face any consequences for it. Like I said earlier, these allegations have been made about Drake for years now. People already knew this, and Drake was never arrested, and the industry still supported him, and fans still loved him. The same thing is going to happen.
Do his ass like y'all did R. Kelly. Do like y'all did R. Kelly.
It doesn't change the fact that Drake is into them.
No, I'm talking shit.
So many of these big stars keep getting exposed for their weird, twisted behavior. If you're trying to get into this demonic industry, it's best you change your mind, as you don't know what you will become in that industry. Well, that's it for this video.
Man, y'all like subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? Go follow the truth too, man. Though that nigga got some shit. That nigga got some shit. Man, y'all let me know, man, who y'all going with, Kendrick or Drake, man. Do y'all think that shit rigged up, or what y'all think about it, man? Do you think Drake fucking with them young hoes, you know, some R. Kelly shit, or you think they just stirring some tea up, just trying. Now they got pictures and shit from the past, but they ain't gonna fuck with the nigga. He got 40 million. You heard what the nigga said, so you know what I'm saying. Y'all like, subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying. It's your boy, Yak Boy. I'm gone.